for you as a personal question. Like if there's kernels of truth everywhere, why not continue just going around picking up the kernels everywhere? Like, why have you settled on following Jesus?
Well, one thing I was surprised when I was reading the Bible, understanding Christian culture, Christianity as a whole, that there were a lot of things that I'd read in other faiths or other spiritual books and beliefs that were in the Bible. And like, there is like a lot of crossover. I think anyone really on a spiritual journey, there is going to be some parallels for sure. And there's definitely parallels in a little bit in Buddhism, a little bit in Taoism. Some of the, the paths that have more wisdom in them and a little bit older for sure. And, again, they open the door to kind of lead me to where I am right now. So I have a lot of respect for people on different paths. So they're on a journey as well. And there's, I think God is basically trying to touch all of our hearts. And maybe you're on a different path. I was on a different path and God touched my heart. You might be a Taoist and God has touched your heart. You may be a Muslim and you may be practicing Zen Buddhism or a Buddhist and God has touched your heart. So those bit of wisdom, they kind of transfer over to where I am right now. And also I think vice versa, the wisdom in the Bible is reflected in other paths a little bit. I think there's kernels of truth, spiritual truths everywhere.
Yeah, I think a lot of Christians would hear that and then like I can almost hear the hearts of those people going, well then who cares? Like, well then why be a Christian, John? Like, why not just be, John's religion? And he's picked up kernels of truth from everywhere. Like, why then follow Jesus? Like, for you as a personal question, like if there's kernels of truth everywhere, why not continue just going around picking up the kernels everywhere? Like, why have you settled on following Jesus?
Yeah, well, I think Christianity has a greater package deal. I don't know if that makes any sense. It's a greater package deal for sure. I can take kernels of wisdom, but I'd rather hold a whole box of popcorn. So I'm getting the whole box of popcorn versus a little bit here and there.
So you find that in Jesus?
Yes,
yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay. Like, yeah, I mean, that's such a great, great way of saying it. Like, I don't want the kernels. I want the full meal deal is what you're saying. You want the full meal deal. And you're finding, yeah. Okay. I mean, I think that's a great answer that like you're finding.
Well, I mean,
yeah, no, go ahead.
I mean, the symbolism of the meal that will be fed and our thirst will be quenched. I really get that. It's a nice symbolism, but I really get the sense that I'm being full and I'm not thirsty anymore. And so my quest for knowledge, my quest for wisdom is fulfilled in Christianity, where it wasn't before. I was hungry and thirsty quite a bit, walking through a desert, many deserts, and all the deserts had different colors and flavors to them. But this is no longer a desert. It's lush and green, and there's a lot of nice people in it. And you get some great songs and music. So it's definitely a good experience. Yeah.
Right. And what you're doing is like it's so interesting because you're just giving this beautiful experiential argument for following Jesus, which is, it's really convincing for you because you've been satisfied by Jesus. And so you're going like, well, why the need to go to all these different places when I'm finding my fulfillment here? It's almost like in John, when Jesus talks about eat my flesh, drink my blood, and then a whole bunch of people abandon him. And then he looks at the disciples and says, are you going to leave me too? And then I think Peter goes, to whom else shall we go? You have the words of eternal life. And so Peter's like, well, I could leave, but then I would be separating myself from this like life-giving person, this life-giving source that I've like come to know.
Yeah, no, it's very true. Yeah. I mean, I love the symbolism of communion. I mean, going to the table and eating. It's such a small little act, but there's so much to it. It feels like I'm part of a greater community, and it's just that little piece of bread is filling my soul, filling my heart, and making me feel like I'm at the table of Jesus. I didn't get that feeling before.
Hey, that clip is from a full conversation where my friend John tells his story of following Jesus after decades of practicing occult and New Age spirituality. Honestly, if that doesn't intrigue you, I don't know what will. If you want to hear the whole story, just click that video right there.